ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Alright.
Look at her, she could be my super boo. In a room, crazy, sexy, cool. Intellectually sexy, her body's sick, her face is dope. Something out of an eye-candy photo. Hope the guy that the broad in a hoe though.
Let's talk about your personal background. Where were you born? Were you born here in the States or in the Philippines?
I was born here in the Bay at Eden Medical Center, little Filipino town, Daly City.
So where did you grow up? You grew up in the Bay your whole life?
Yeah, my parents, we have a house in San Mateo, but then my mom would work at Eden, and my dad would work in the Bay too, so we would have to always spend time at my grandparents' house, so I ended up going to school, like, down in Daly City, like OLM, and Mater de la Rosa, and then, but when I reached high school, since, you know, half of your high school year you have your license anyway, I decided to stay more closer home in San Mateo, and I went to Notre Dame Belmont High School, which is an all-girls Catholic school.
So, your parents are both Filipino, right?
Yes, my dad is Filipino, and his great-great-grandfather was, like, Chinese, and my mom is Filipino, and, like, the great-great-grandfather was Spanish.
So, talk to us more about growing up in the States, in the Bay Area. I mean, were you, as a Filipino American, were you did you grow up in a traditional Filipino style atmosphere, or tell us about that?
It was different because of the fact that Monday through Friday I would always be at my grandparents' house, so they would teach us more Filipino ways. Like, they would put on TFC all the time and try to, you know, have us watch Tagalog movies, talk to us in Tagalog and things like that. So we started to understand. They never really made us converse with them, so I never really, you know, learned.
So you can't speak Tagalog?
Can I speak? It's really like puti, and it sounds horrible. So
Come on. Let's hear a couple of lines.
Like, if you ask me to, like, completely make a sentence, I'm horrible at it.
Okay.
And I know, like, the words that, like, you know how, like, the puti guys always come up and they're like, hey, I know something, and they go, maganda ka, something like that. But, I mean, as far as, like, even, I have, like, a pep blog, right, on pep.ph, and it's totally, if you read how I write, it's totally, like, wrong, and it's so whitewashed, it's horrible, and it's because of the fact that even though I grew up around my grandparents, the schools I went to, like, I went to St. Gregory's in San Mateo and Notre Dame, you had, like, until I was, like, in 7th grade, I only saw 2 Filipinos in the entire school.
Interesting.
So, like, you know, like, it was hard for people to understand, like, what we were, and it was hard for us to stick out. I mean, well, not stick out, but to really have our culture behind us, because there was only 3 of us, and none of us really knew exactly what it was to be Filipino.
And then that was in North Cali, huh?
Yeah, it was in NorCal, San Mateo. It's only like 20-30 minutes away from Daly City, which is, like, you know, all these Filipinos. But, you know, I guess they didn't start going south until, like, recently. Now, like, San Mateo has hella Filipinos. You go to a mall and there's Filipinos everywhere. But when I was growing up, it wasn't the case. Like, you know, if you saw a Filipino, you're like, hey, you're Filipino, and you stuck with those people. That my parents, like, try to make me best friends with the other Filipino girl that was in my class, because that was our only bond, you know? There was no other Filipinos around us.
You didn't kick her now, did you?
No, not really. I think it's a Filipino thing, because our parents made us very competitive against each other. Like, we would run, if we were running those, like, President's Fitness Award stuff, we had to beat each other in, like, the running, or the pull-ups, and the sit-ups, and
yeah, you have to be. That's so funny, because there's some truth to that. Yeah, like, you have to be better than the other Filipino kids, like, with your grades and all that.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
And they're like, oh, well, my kid did this, you know? It's crazy, because we never really ended up becoming friends. Like, we ended up going back to the same high school, and we had different friends. Like, we never really kicked it. You know, we say hi and bye to each other, but that rivalry that they always put on us when we were younger. I mean, we played basketball, and we were always, like, playing to see who was the best point guard. And it, like, really didn't matter.
That's funny.
We weren't going to the NBA or WNBA anytime here soon, so I don't know what the big deal was. But
that's funny, because, yeah, Filipinos are like that. But, yeah, I mean, going back, you mentioned about your grandparents having you watch the Filipino channels and all that. Now, you're on the Filipino channel, you know what I mean? So tell us how celebrity life. You and Nonito have been to the Philippines back and forth the past couple of years. Talk to us about living the celebrity life down there, and what's keeping you busy over there.
The celebrity life is different. I've gone back to the Philippines since '98. I would fight over there in the Philippine national team for Taekwondo, and it was, I would just go about and go to the Chungit all the time with no one bothering us or anything. But
Green Hills, right?
Green Hills, Divisoria, 168, Ruins.
You went to Divisoria?
Huh?
You went to Divisoria?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, man.
That was kind of a mess.
It takes a lot of guts to go down there.
I know. I'm too stupid stuff like that, though. Like, I don't know. I'm really, like, risky. So, like, if I go to Hawaii and people are like, hey, jump off the cliff and into the water, I'll just do it without even thinking that there might be rocks. You know? So.
You're like an adrenaline junkie, huh?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, for me, I feel like if you're going to live your life to the fullest, or don't live it at all. It doesn't make sense.
True, true.
And one of the things, though, honestly, that was really interesting was that for a long time, even though I've been there since '98, my parents would not allow me to go to the province.
Mhm.
Okay. So when I met Nonito, and he started bringing me to all these places in the Philippines, and my parents found out he would bring me to the province, they flipped out. They're like, "No, you don't go there. There's a swamp. There's manananggal."
Manananggal.
And it was nothing like that. So.
What you know about the manananggal, huh?
Shake, rattle, and roll.
That's funny. Oh my gosh, you're more Filipino than me. You know.
I'm telling you, those are like. I mean, my grandma always would buy she'd rent the love movies, and then I'd be like, okay, if I have to watch that, because I'm young, right? I'm like, I want to watch some of the horror movies, so shake, rattle, and roll. I remember.
So yeah, I mean, I also saw you doing some Dancing with the Stars type of stuff back home. I mean, tell us more about your celebrity gigs in the Philippines.
Well, the thing is that, like, when we went back, like, they really kept the camera on Nonito a lot. And after a while, I guess Nonito was having a lot of fun with it, so he told me that he wanted me to try. I never pushed for a contract or anything from any network, and he just always is like, any opportunity he wants me to take it. Just because he sees it as an opportunity that not everyone gets. And I understand that, but I don't know, I guess the celebrity life, being in front of the camera is a lot different than just being behind it and organizing it. Like with Nonito's videos, I'm always the one putting it together, publishing it, editing it, and you rarely see me in front of the camera unless it's like something about our honeymoon, But I'm more comfortable that way. I'm more comfortable off the camera. I'm more comfortable writing articles and stuff.